This is the time to get back to the manger, as the baby of Bethlehem became the Lamb of Calvary to come back as the King of eternity. Today, let us reflect on the joy of walking towards this manger with a small story. Once upon a time, there was 3 little trees on the mountain top. They dreamed what they wanted to become when they grow up. The first tree said, I want to hold treasures. I want to be covered with gold. I want to become most important. The second tree said, I want to be the strongest ship in the world to carry the warriors to kings. The third tree said, I want to grow tall, that when people start to look at me, they would raise head and think of God, and I will be the greatest and tallest tree in the world. Years passed, rain came, little trees grew tall. One day, a woodcutter climbed the mountain and said, This tree is perfect. Let me cut it. He cut all the trees and taken to make money with it. The first tree rejoiced when the woodcutter brought to the shop, but the man fashioned it to a feed box for animals filled with hay. The second tree smiled and happy, and the woodcutter took it to a shipyard, but no mighty shape made the day out of it. Instead, the one strong tree was hammered and made a simple boat. The third tree was confused when the woodcutter took strong beams and dumped in a room. Years passed. The trees forgot about their dreams. Then, one day, a man and a woman came to the barn. The woman gave birth. They laid the newborn baby in the hay in the feed box of the first tree. And the tree felt the magnitude of this great child and the treasure of all times. One evening, a group of travelers were traveling in a simple boat. The traveler fell asleep when soon a thundering and crashing arose. All others woke up except Jesus, and they woke him. Jesus said, Be still. The travelers surprised seeing the miracle. At the very moment, the second tree knew she was carrying the Creator of the world, King of creation. One Friday morning, the third tree was shattered when the beams were hankled from the forgotten wood's pale. She saddened her soldiers, nailed a man's hands to her. She felt ugly, harsh, and cruel. The punishment was carried to save the world, and by his wounds we are healed. The third tree recognized that this man was the Son of God. Yes, dear sisters, the Christmas is all about forgiving and restoring relationship with one another. The second coming as imminent as his first. He comes as King of Kings to wipe away every tear in the world. This is the hope of Christmas. May the Holy Spirit help us to commit ourselves once again into the Potter's loving hands, be burned and molded according to His will, so that we will be a worthy and mastered house. It reminds us that God has a beautiful plan for each one of us. Therefore, as we are in the season of grace, let us prepare ourselves to hold the greatest treasure we could ever hope for, to carry the King of heaven and earth, who can calm all our storms, and to realize the greatest love of God. Let us meet Jesus and become a part of God's plan. Just like the tree, we can come close to God to know and to trust Him. Let us joyfully celebrate the gift of baby Jesus with a joyful song.
यीशु पैदा हुआ, यीशु पैदा हुआ, हो यीशु पैदा हुआ, हो यीशु पैदा हुआ, जुमोना जब खुशी से आस, यीशु पैदा हुआ, जुमोना जब खुशी से आस, यीशु पैदा हुआ, बेथलेहम की छोटी नगरिया चमका सितारा रे, चरनी में आया यीशु मसीहा, दूतों ने गाया रे, बेथलेहम की छोटी नगरिया चमका सितारा रे, चरनी में आया यीशु मसीहा, दूतों ने गाया रे, प्रभु सबका आया, हो यीशु सबका आया, हो यीशु सबका आया, जुमोरा चौखुशी से आस, यीशु पैदा हुआ, जुमोरा चौखुशी से आस, यीशु पैदा हुआ, राजा सब घबराए गए यीशु की आने से, बार बार ढूंढवाया यीशु को पाया पता ना रे, राजा सब घबराएंगे यीशु की आने से, बार बार ढूंढवाया यीशु को पाया पता ना रे, प्रभु राजा आया, हो प्रभु राजा आया, हो प्रभु राजा आया, झूमो नाचो खुशी से आस, यीशु पैदा हुआ,